So, hello everyone, welcome to Management Study. Today we are going to start with unit number 2, uh, UGC GSET Management and Commerce. So, unit number 2 comprises of organizational behavior, organizational learning, and human resource management. This unit is a combination of three subjects. One is organizational behavior, the second one is organizational leadership and structure or design. And the third one is human resource management. So first of all, we are going to study the organizational behavior. What is organizational behavior? So here you can see the significance in theories. Okay. So first we are going to understand the meaning of organizational behavior. So OB is the study of human behavior in organizational setting, the interface between human behavior and the organization and an organization itself. So employees are the humans of an organization, and study of employee behavior within the boundaries of organization is called organizational behavior. Now, what is the significance of this type of study? Why do we need to study organizational behavior? So here is the point that describes the significance of organizational behavior. We are going to see one by one. So first, it says that it improves productivity and efficiency of employees. It enhances employee satisfaction and motivation. It helps in conflict management. So if there is a conflict between two employees in an organization, then OB can help to resolve the conflict. Supports effective leadership and communication. So organizational behavior helps a manager to support the communication and leadership in organization. It facilitates organizational change and development. So organizational behavior helps to facilitate organizational change and development. Now there are some theories which are given by the management researchers or management scientists. These theories are also part of organizational behavior. So here you can see the classical theory, which is scientific management by Frederick Winslow Taylor, about whom we had already studied in our previous lecture. Frederick Winslow Taylor is considered as the father of scientific management. So he has given many theories in the management subject. So the classical theories of organizational behavior, which are the part of scientific management, is given by F.W. Taylor, which is focusing on task efficiency, specialization, time, and motion studies. The second one is human relation theory, which is of course given by Elton Mayo, and we already studied about Elton Mayo's research in our previous management Wala lesson. So here in organizational behavior as well, Elton Mayo has given some theories. So those theories are showing the importance of social factors like motivation, moral, okay, and the theory X and theory Y, which is which is given by MC Greger. So X type of people dislike work and need control, and Y type of people enjoy work and they are self-motivated. So these are the major theories in the organizational behavior. And the scientists are well-known scientists or management researchers. Uh, Frederick Winslow Taylor, the father of scientific management, gives the classical theory of organizational behavior. Elton Mayo gives the human relationship theory, and the MC Greger gives the theory X and theory Y. System theory, which is a organizational system of interrelated parts, which is a general theory, and contingency theory means no one best way to manage any organization. So uh, when it comes to your own organization, no particular theory will help you to handle your organization. It can be sometimes depends upon you and your organization. So contingency theory focuses on that thing, that there is no one fit for all in the terms of organization. Now, individual behavior. Individual behavior means the behavior of any individual or any employee. Okay. So, stable set of traits and characteristics that influence behavior. So, individual behavior include personality, attitude, motivation, uh, a perception of any person, a single person. Okay. So, in individual behavior, we are going to study the personality of an individual. We are going to see the motivation behind working, why somebody needs to do work. And then we will going to see the motivation for the working and the perception towards the outer world. Okay, so here is the personality. So personality is a stable set of traits and characteristics that influence behavior. Theories like trait theories, which includes ocean strategy. The ocean stands for O, openness, means whether a person is open or not. C stands for consciousness, whether a person is conscious or not. Extraversion means the person is an extrovert or introvert. Agreeableness means the person is agreeable or non-agreeable. And neuroticism means how a person or the study of a person from the neuroscience perspective, like how his or her brain works in a certain kind of situation, how he or she will react in a certain at a certain time at a certain event. Okay, then psychoanalytical theory, which is given by Freud, and social learning theory, which is given by Van Gogh. Okay, perception if you, in simple terms, perception is our view towards something or outer world. So it's a process of selecting, organizing, and interpreting stimuli means the events of outer world. Factors are perceiver, means the person who is seeing the things, uh, his or her attitude and his or her experience. The target, he or she is looking at the situation in which he or she is in. Okay, and the errors are like stereotyping. If someone is stereotypical, then he probably see a positive situation as a negative situation. If somebody has the halo effect, so they maybe don't see the right way towards the situation. Some people have selective perception, means they are believe in certain kind of beliefs, so they are not ready to accept the things that are going around. And the attribution error, that means the preconceived notion about something. So that is perception. Okay, so in simple terms, perception means to our viewpoint towards some people, towards something, towards some events, and our overall view towards the outer world is called our perception. Values and attitudes. Okay, so values are core beliefs like speaking truth always, stay calm in every situation, respect to elders are our called our values. Okay, are our core beliefs. And attitude means learned predisposition towards object and people, means our attitude towards other people. It could be positive, it could be negative. It it depends on the situation as well and the relationship. That means values shapes attitude, and that attitude influence behavior. Now the learning. So organizational learning is also a part of organizational behavior. And here are some theories which are given by some management scientists about the learning. So a very famous theory, which is classical conditioning, which is given by Paulo. Now classical conditioning is a um, very true and very practical theory. In this theory, the scientists had conducted an experiment on a dog, and also the second experiment was on the TV and the cooking. So in classical conditioning, scientists set up an environment in which they focuses on conditioning your mind. Okay, so that example that they have written in book is say that if they show a meat piece to a dog, then the dog starts licking. Okay, so the dog wants to eat that, but whenever the dog comes to them, they hide the meat piece. So and they ring the bell at the same time when they hide the meat piece, and they ring the bell at the same time. So this thing they do for 2 times, 3 times, 4 times for a week. So what happens is whenever they ring the bell, the dog started licking. Okay? The water comes out of his tongue because the dog thinks that now he will get the meat piece. So this is called the classical conditioning. Okay? in which our brain is conditioned in a way to certain attributes or certain pin codes. So when they ring the bell, there is no meat piece at that time, but the dog thinks that there should be a meat piece because it is it is like a habitual process for him. So the classical conditioning is a very famous theory, and one should read this. Then operant conditioning, which is given by Skinner, that focuses on reward and punishment. Then social learning, which is given by Bandura, which focuses on observation and modeling. Now comes the motivation. So motivation is maybe inner or outer. It depends on the person or an individual, and it depends on many factors like motivation towards work, motivation towards family, motivation to do something different from others. So there are content theories and process theories in motivation. Content theories are include Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which we all know about. Horsberg's two-factor theory, which focuses on hygienes and motivators, and Kallan's need theory, which focuses on achievement, power, and affiliation need. And the process theories includes Bloom's expectancy theory, Adam's equity theory, and Locke's goal setting theory. So, if you want to read in detail about this theory, then I will suggest to read the Principles of Management book, which is published by Himalaya Publication or McGrew-Hill. So in that book, they have given the detailed, content about these all theories. So that will be very beneficial for you. Now we are going to study group behavior or team behavior. Okay. So group behavior is very important because in a group there are 4 to 5 people. They are also individual in their selves. They have different perception. They have different personalities. So group behavior. Why somebody needs to study group behavior? Because the group behavior gives the overall analysis of different kind of personalities, different kind of perception, different kind of motivation when they come together. That will help organization to make decision fast, or it will help to know about the general behavior of public. So in group behavior, first is team building, and in team building there are some stages which is given by Tuckman's model. So first is forming, in which groups are generally formed. Storming, in which groups members know each other. Norming, in that group behavior clashes. uh, in norming, they are clash between the group behaviors. In performance stage, they all perform a single activity, and in adjourning stage, they all separates, or the group vanishes, or all they leave the group. So Tuckman's model says that whenever in an organization, whenever you are created a groups, you have to study from the forming stage. So in forming stage, group started building, people come into group, they talk with each other and decides an activity to perform. In storming stage, they are performing the activity. They are started to giving their ideas about an activity. In norming stage, generally the conflict arises between 2 or 3 people, or they maybe not agree with someone, and they are not willing to do the activity together. But in performing stage, ultimately they are motivated towards performing the activity. They mutually understand each other and started doing the activity. And in adjourning stage, they finally complete the activity and leave the group. So what is the importance of team building? So it helps in collaboration, synergy, creativity, and problem solving. Now the leadership. Leadership is very famous term in management. So the trait theory means the trait theory focuses on that leaders are not born, but they are built. Okay, based upon their intelligence and charisma. Behavioral theories are given by Ohio State University and University of Michigan Studies. So contingency theories are given by 3 scientists, which is Fiedler's model, RC Blanchard situational leadership and path goal theory. And the third one is modern approach, which is transformational versus transactional leadership and servant leadership. Okay, so these are the theories of leadership. So first is trait theory, then the behavioral theory are given by two university, Ohio State University and University of Michigan. The contingency theory are given by three scientists. A Fedler's model, Percy Blanchard's situational leadership and path goal theory, which was given by House. And the modern approaches includes transformational versus transactional leadership and the servant leadership. So if you want to study in detail about this theory, then I will suggest a book called Organizational Behavior. It's a textbook for MBA students published by Himalayan Publication. So you can refer to that. Then comes group dynamics. So group dynamics focuses on group norms, group values, the roles within the group, the cohesion, the status, and conflict within the group. So it focuses on social learning, members accept less effort in groups, and also decision making in groups. Now we are going to see the interpersonal behavior and transactional analysis. So what is interpersonal behavior? So it is the interaction between two or more individuals in an organization. What are the factors which impact interpersonal behavior? So these factors are communication between those people, the trust between those people, the perception of different people towards different things, the power of different people, and the conflict between two to three people or more people. Transactional analysis is given by Eric Berne, which focuses on understanding interaction or transaction between people. So there are three types of ego in this. First is parent ego, which is authoritative, controlling, and nurturing. Adult ego, which is focusing on rational, logical, and data-based things. And the child ego, which is obviously emotional, spontaneous, and dependent on someone. Now, what are the types of transaction in this? So there are complementary transaction which can be effective. There are cross transaction which can lead into conflict, and there are ulterior transaction which includes the hidden motives. And through this transactional models, one can come to a conclusion in life position like I am okay, you are okay. So that is called healthy mindset in life. I am okay, you are not okay. So that is called the arrogant mindset or arrogant personality in life. I am not okay, you are okay. So that is called the inferior personality. And I am not okay, you are not okay. So that is called the hopeless or negative personality of someone in life in general. Now we are going to see about the organizational culture and climate. Okay. So organizational culture focuses on shared values, beliefs, norms, and practices that shape behavior in any organizational. It could be between the employees and employer, between the manager and subordinates, and between the top level and middle level management. So levels are given by Edgar's chain, which are artifacts, which is visible symbols like dress code and office layout in any organization. So many organizations have their own dress code and employees have to wear that, and that is mandatory. Then spoused values means stated values and strategies. Then basic assumptions like if they have deeply held unconscious belief about any organizational or not. Then types of organizational climate is given by Handy. So if there is a power culture in any organization, that then it is called centralized, because power culture means the authority of taking decision is at the top level. At the top level, so middle and bottom level don't have the authority to take decisions. So that is called centralization. Role culture means bureaucratic. The specific role like CEO will take all the decisions. So that is called bureaucratic decision. Task culture means team-oriented people work in teams where they take decisions collectively. So that is called task-oriented. And the person culture means individual-centered. So individuals take their decisions individually, and they are not under any influence. Now, organizational climate means employees' shared perception about the work environment, which is short-term and measurable. There are different dimensions like leadership style, communication, trust, support, rewards, and innovation, which are studied in organizational climate. Now, what is the difference between culture and climate? So, culture is a deep, stable, and long-term thing, and the climate is surface level, temporary, and can change quickly. But culture can't be changed quickly. Now, workforce diversity and cross-cultural in organizational behavior. So, what is workforce diversity? So, differences among employees in terms of gender, like male or female, age means the senior most or the junior most, ethnicity, religion. Ethnicity means somebody is Asian, somebody is European, somebody is American. So that is called ethnicity. Religion means some come from Hinduism, some come from Jainism, sorry, Buddhism, then Muslim, Christianity. So that is called religion. Disability, educational, and background, all that was included in workforce diversity. So, what is the benefit of workforce diversity? So, it fosters the creativity, innovation, global outlook, better decision making in organization. What are the challenges? So, of course, communication barriers because different people from different continents speaks different language. So, the language is a barrier. The conflicts are also a barrier. The discrimination on the basis of color and race and religion, all that, and the resistance to change. Okay, so how we will manage this type of diversity? So through sanitization, so through inclusiveness, through flexible policies of work, through anti-bias training. Cultural organizational behavior. So cross-cultural organizational behavior generally happens to the MNCs or global firms. So there are two models, which is Hofstede's cultural dimension, which focuses on power distance, individualism versus collectivism, masculinity versus femininity, uncertainty avoidance, long-term versus short-term orientation, indulgence versus restraint. And the Trompenaars model focuses on universalism versus particularism, natural versus emotional, specific versus diffuse, achievement versus ascription. So these are the models in cross-cultural organizational behavior. And what are the issues in cross-cultural organization? So work ethics is an issue, leadership expectation is an issue, time orientation is an issue, and communication styles is an issue. Now comes emotion and stress management. So emotion in organizational behavior. So positive emotion includes creativity and teamwork. Negative emotions include conflict, absenteeism, and turnover. Emotional intelligence. This is given by Daniel Goleman, which includes self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Stress management. Stress is a physical and psychological reaction to demands that exceeds resources. The sources of stress could be individual, like role conflict, workload, and career issues. It could be organizational, like poor structure, lack of support, and job insecurity. And the third one is environmental, means economic changes, technology, and family issue. Now, organizational justice and digital brain. So, organization justice is perceived as a fairness in workplace decisions. So, what are the types of organizational justice? So, it could be of three types. First is distributive justice, which focuses on fairness of outcomes. Procedural justice, which fairness of decision-making processes, and interactional justice, which is fairness in interpersonal treatment and communication. And what is the importance of it? So it organizational justice build trust, reduce turnover, and increase job satisfaction. Now, whistleblowing. Whistleblowing means to reporting unethical or illegal practices within the organization. So type of whistleblowers are internal whistleblowers and external whistleblowers. Okay. Internal whistleblowers are whistleblowers towards management and audit committee, and the external whistleblowers are the one who whistleblowing towards media, regulators, and public. So they share their information publicly. What is the importance? So they protect organizational integrity, they prevent fraud, and they uphold ethics. And the challenges are retaliation because their job is in danger if they whistleblow. They can be into isolation and their career may be at risk. So there is a legal framework for whistleblowers. So Whistleblowers Protection Act 2014 provides protection of whistleblowers from the organization. Now we are going to study human resource management, and this is the last chapter in unit number 2. So in this human resource management chapter, we are going to see the concept of human resource management, the perspectives of human resource management, and influence and recent trends in human resource management. The first is the concept of human resource management. So human resource management is the process of acquiring, developing, motivating, and retaining employees to achieve organizational goals. So it is a process of, acquiring means to hiring people, developing their skills and capabilities, motivating them to do great work for organization, and retaining them into organization for long term to achieve organizational goals. So the focus of HRM is to people as assets rather than cost. Now the perspectives of HRM. So it could be a hard HRM, it could be a soft HRM, it could be humanistic HRM. Hard HRM means instrumental. They focuses on employees, resources, focus on control, cost reduction, and productivity. Soft HRM, which is humanistic, which focuses on employee as a valuable asset, focus on development, motivation, and commitment. Strategic HRM, which aligns HR practices with business strategy for long-term competitiveness. And global HRM means managing HR across borders, cultural diversity, and expatriates. Now, what is the influence on HRM? So, influences on HRM. So, it could be internal influences, which organizational culture, leadership, size, and technology. External influences like labor laws, unions, economy, globalization, competition, and social cultural trends. Now, what are the recent trends in HRM? So, here we can see the HR analytics and AI-driven HR, remote work and hybrid models, gig economy and contract employment, and employee experience and well-being. There is a diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is also a policy of HR. And there is a green HRM and sustainability practices which are followed in HRM. Now we are going to study about HR planning, recruitment, selection, induction, training, and development. So what is HRP? So HRP is a process of forecasting manpower needs and developing strategies to meet them. There are some steps that are followed in HRP. So first is analyzing organizational objectives. We have to forecast demand, we have to forecast supply, then we have to identify the gap, and we have to do analysis. And based on the analysis, we have to we have to make some action plans. So what is the recruitment? Recruitment is a process of attracting suitable candidates. Sources of recruitment can be internal. So it can be done through promotion, transfer, and referrals, and it can be external as well. So it can be done through advertisement, job portals, campus recruitment, and agencies. Methods of recruitment includes e-recruitment means online hiring, and headhunting means going offline, and job fair, which is also a offline. Selection means choosing the most suitable candidate for the job. Selection is done on the basis of application. So first, HR will see the application, then he or she will screen the application, then they conduct a test. After test, followed the interview. After interview, followed the medical exam, and after medical exam, followed the reference check, and after reference check, follow the offer letter. So which is a very long process, and sometimes this process is very uh, mentally burning, or mentally harassing. So this is a very long process of selection. So the principles that they are using in selecting, which is validity of a candidate, reliability of a candidate, objectivity, and consistency. Induction means when an employee joins an organization, they give the introduction of organization, and they do the meet and greet. So that is called the induction. Training and development, which is post hiring process, in which they give short-term job specific and skill development training. Training is a short for short term and development is for long term. So training can be on the job and off the job. So if there is a on the job training there, then they will give coaching, they will do job rotation and apprenticeship. And if there is a off the job training, then they will provide lectures, case study, and simulation and e-learning training. So what is the importance of training? So it basically improves the productivity of employee, it increase the employee satisfaction and adaptability and innovation in organization. Now comes the job analysis, job evaluation, and compensation management. So job analysis is a systematic process of collecting information about job. What are the outcomes of job analysis? Okay, so once the HR finds that okay, in these areas we need more people, so they will write a JD, which is job description, in which they write duty, responsibility, and working condition, and they do job specification, in which they write about required skills, knowledge, and qualification. And after preparing JD and JS, they will upload it to different platforms so that candidate can apply from there. Job evaluation means process of determining relative worth of jobs to ensure fair pay. So job evaluation can be a non-quantitative and quantitative. So in non-quantitative, it is based on ranking and job classification, and in quantitative, it is based on point system and factor comparison. So what are the benefits of job evaluation? So it can be good for fairness, internal equality, and basis of deciding the compensation. Now, the compensation management means designing and implementing pay systems to reward employees fairly in an organizational. Compensation can be direct, means basic pay, incentive, and bonus, and it can be indirect, means fringe benefits, insurance, and retirement benefits. So, what are the principles in compensation management? So, there should be equity, there should be competitiveness, there should be legal compliance, there should be performance link, and the trends of compensation means the current trends of compensation are paid on the basis of performance, skill-based pay, variable pay, and stock option. So with this, we are completing our unit number 2 of management syllabus in paper 2, GSET. So if you have any doubt or query, please comment down below. And after this, we are going to cover unit number 3 only. Thank you for listening.